So you still know who I am, you still know where we are, but things are about to change because this beauty is about to go mobile. That's right, the car's going to get mapped. So book the session with Emerald, and it's just about 3 weeks from now. So in that time, I've got to get the car completely ready, little bit of testing, just to make sure it moves and everything hunky-dory. It's going to be a long video because 3 weeks worth of stuff compressed in. So bear with us. I'll try and keep it as short as possible and as interesting as possible as well, because hopefully actually to show some working rather than a lot of recapping that I do tend to do. So let's get cracking. First thing, I've spent 2 years doing wiring behind the dashboard. Let's get the dashboard in. So the dash is practically in. However, the bottom I'm struggling to get close enough, I think, because there's now wiring going over the top there. I don't know if that's causing an issue or what, but it doesn't seem to be quite happy and it seems to be resting on it. So I think we need to chop a section out of that. So next up on the agenda, we've got the original dashboard with my carbon plate I made up inside, and aftermarket dashboard, AIM dashboard. It's been in the dash before, I can't remember when, but I've got pictures a long time ago. So a quick screw them together. And ta-da! One aftermarket dash. 2 plugs, very simple on the AIM dash. Also a lot of planning as to what wires are connected to what, which hopefully should just make this lovely. 1 plug and 2 plugs. The wires in that middle dip, nicely centered. Hopefully those 2 in place, bottom, and there it is. Sorted. Dash in. Yeah, let's give it a go. Dash on. Now the dash display's in, I can't see any need to get behind that to fiddle with any wiring. I had it all quite nicely tucked up there, and anything I need to, I can get to from underneath, hopefully, just to check everything's okay. So what I can do is start putting some of the dash back together. So you can very quickly go from this to this. It's surprising the difference it really does make when you start bolting everything back on. So still a few bits to go on. Next up on the agenda is seat rails. Already done the driver's side a little while ago, made sure that fitted okay and fit the seat back in. But let's show you the passenger side just so you get an idea of what I've had to do. So a while back we got Dave the welder. If you don't remember that video, then feel free to go back to that and see what he did for us. But basically where the original seat mounts were, had a big old frame here and sitting quite high, and so we removed them and we've welded in what is now motorsport standard, I think, as far as I'm aware. Not that I'll ever get that far, but they're now bolt-in rails. Years ago I think they used to be welding. I don't know when they changed to bolt-in, but big old bars that go across and then the seat mounts to them. So let's grab those. As if by magic, here's some we had earlier. So as you can see, it really is just box section with a bolt on mount each end. So if we get those bolted in, like so, looks no different to the previous shot. However, they're now practically secure. Bolted in, screwed in barely, but enough so I can do the next part, which is the side rails. So, side rails. I had these the wrong way round for about 2 years. I didn't know that's the back, that's the front. So, now that they're actually out of the car, I've had a chance to strip them down so we can get them round the right way. I even check now. Yep, the right way. So putting these as far back as I can, because I want to see how far back and how low I can get a seat. Because I don't want the passenger blocking my view of anything. Of course, we'll go for the age-old, it's all about the weight distribution. I don't know about that. So, 2 side rails. They're in. Let's go get this seat. Gonna be honest, I'm kind of glad I don't have a second person here, because seeing me wrestle this in through the door is almost laughable. So let's try and get this in quick, because the battery is almost in. We have a back bolt. Another back bolt. So with the back bolt in at least, I can tilt the chair back and forward. It's actually surprising how much room I've got behind on this side. So do I want the passenger reclined a bit? Why not? We'll try and give him a bit of a recline. Actually turns out it's the lowest setting on the front, and it's practically against the roll cage already. Again, this is all only loose because I need to get an idea. It will go permanent at some point, just not right this second. Oh yeah, the other bolt's over here. The door's shut, even harder to find a bitch ass bolt hole. all 4 bolts loosely in. The base is loosely in. Actually quite surprised. It went that easy. So what have we got? Squeezing myself across the tunnel with a nervous look upon my face. Oh my god. We have a passenger side with so much leg room. You can get an NBA player in here. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Let's see if I can get this out. So my feet are under the dashboard and can't even reach the firewall. That's ridiculous. Oh well. The inside is progressing quite nicely now. Passenger seat in, dash in. I've got the carpet and the driver's seat to go in and a few bits of trim. Really going well. That's in a nice place. I've forgotten one thing though. Underneath the car, driver's drive shaft. For the power steering, I need an ABS pickup ring. I've put the sensor on the shock. However, I didn't fit the drive shaft that's got the ABS ring on it. Oh, beautiful. Oh, of course, the new calipers block it. What a douche. What a douche. What a douche. Still quite stuck in there. Come on, baby. There we go. Drive shaft out, no oil dribbling out. That's not a bad thing, I think. It's not a good thing, not a bad thing. Come on. I just want to get my end out. Normally you don't make as much of a meal as this. And this is getting so far and not wanting to come out any further. There we go. Come on. Just the tip. There we are. There we go. Just like that. So let's tuck that under the car. Grab the new one. by side. What I was saying about the ABS ring. ABS ring on that one, not on that one. These look about the same length, so fingers crossed they'll work. Let's jam it in now. Jam in. I'll be like the jamming too. Probably should replace. Let's see if should replace this. Get my words out tonight. Drive shaft seal at some point. That's going nicely in the box. Apologies if my legs are blocking the view. But, I'm sure you'll manage. Just to make sure it's in the box. Yep, that'll do. Oh, come on. Lower arm ball joint in, which has seen better days, but that will get replaced at some point. New nut. Oh, the washer. And talk to spec. There we go. One split pin through. Boop boop be doo. Come on. Over there. There we go. And done. Done. So, it wasn't the most exciting thing to watch, I can appreciate. It actually went quite quickly as well. I was expecting a lot more of a fight. Just the lower arm ball joint bolt to put in, but obviously you don't want to see that. So while I've been under the car, you saw I replaced the driver's drive shaft. However, the passenger side I haven't replaced. There's a bit more of a pig to get out of the gearbox, so not going to do that just yet. But I have noticed the ABS pickup ring looks rather bloody crusty. So that might make it a little hard for the ABS sensor to pick up. So to give it a fighting chance, as I would actually like to know the speed of the car, let's give it a bit of a clean up. That's looking a bit better. It's not perfect, but at least you can actually tell that there's gaps between the pickups. However, going round, it's a good job I am replacing this soon, because just in there, the ABS ring's cracked, which I did try a little poke, and it did move round. So if that starts spinning around the drive shaft, it's not going to pick up the speed, so it's not doing its job. So this drive shaft definitely needs replacing in the not too distant future. But hopefully for Monday it's going to do, which at this moment is all that really matters to me. And this looks a little different back inside again. Passenger seat came out because I needed the front rail off so I can mount fire stick to the front of it. Well, mount the bracket to it. Just a screw, riv nut. So with the seat out and the rail out, it was a perfect opportunity. I'm actually sticking some of the foam insulation back in. Over behind the pedal box, it's not going to fit there. However, that bit to the left of it, the footrest, not going to be needed that often, but it sits there. Also on the passenger side, the carpet that's going back in as well doesn't have any padding at the front, only on this section, so it would actually create a dip at the front. So I want that there. It's my choice, it's my car. Some people would argue it's a track car, race car, rally car, whatever. It's my car, it's going back in. So with the padding now in there and the pedal box slightly loose, and now means that the carpet can go in, which I'll save you watching me struggle doing that. The front mount for the passenger seat, managed to drill and rivet up some bolts in there, so we've now got a fire extinguisher, the fire stick that will secure to the front of the passenger seat, so easily accessible for both people. So let's get this back in over here. It's, I have no idea, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I've spent most of the evening putting the front bumper on. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't record that because it was just extremely tight space and a shit job. It's nothing interesting there, don't worry, haven't missed anything. Bolt check on the suspension and tightened a few other bits. Put the arch liners in, adjusted the anti-roll bar links, all tiny stuff, nothing you want to see. So it was important time, put the wheels on. This is terrible lighting, terrible shot, but Team Dynamics Pro Race 1.2s. I originally had these on the car in 15-inch wheels. They were the very first set of wheels it had, and I absolutely loved the design of them. Those are in white. I've gone for the gunmetal grey on the others. These I think have been resprayed because they're a little bit sparkly and shiny. They look nice. However, the first thing, don't know if you can see in there, but that's the wheel trying to go onto the hub. It doesn't fit. So when I bought these, I was after the stud pattern, 4x100. That's Vauxhall. It works. Basically, there's a dirty great big gap down the middle because the centre bore, the centre hole in here, isn't big enough. I don't know what, I genuinely don't know what the wheels came off of, just the spec of them. I don't even know the offset because they've been resprayed. Team Dynamics on the back of the wheel, they imprint them on. So on an old set of wheels, I could see what they were. I may need to check the offset of my new ones because I can just about get a pinky finger between the caliper and I can get a dirty great big finger in there. So to run the backup wheels is going to be an exercise. So quick try, one of the brand new wheels. So I did try this with the old brake caliper and they fit beautifully. However, with the new Brembos, we're touching the caliper and there's a gap just behind it. So these wheels are 100% going to need a spacer. The brand new wheels are going to need a smaller spacer than the other wheels I've got. I'm not sure why, I don't know, but yay, yet another problem. Oh well. So for the minute, the white ones are going back on. They're going to get me, so let's give that a quick try. Old Faithfuls are back on, and it's quite obvious straight away. We've got a bag of clearance there, and it's bolted on perfectly. These wheels I think were actually off an Astra H originally, so possibly different offset giving us that gap. So it might just be the other wheels need spacers, which shouldn't be an issue making those up or buying them. Another hurdle that needs crossing, but we have wheels that fit, work, and will get us to the rolling road absolutely fine, so I have no concerns with these. So first time with the Brembos on, with the hose and the wheel, and I can barely get my finger down the back of that, so on full lock, or sorry, not even full lock, partial lock, with the suspension in the air, that's rubbing against the wheel. I've got to check this on the ground, because if that's rubbing, I ain't going rolling roading. Thursday night tonight, and yesterday cracked on quite nicely, got passenger seat in and messed about the wheels, and you saw the palaver with that, and also the brake hose. Now I'm not going to lie, I was out here at 7 o'clock this morning to let the car down off the axle stands because I couldn't settle just with how that brake hose was up against the wheel. I wanted to see if there was a difference with it down on the ground and would it sit okay. The answer, luckily, is that it's going to be okay. There is clearance. Let's see if I can manage. Oh, I can fit my hand between the wheel. There's actually a lot more gap there. So when the suspension's compressed, it's changed the angle of the hose. Also put the rubber on there because full left-hand lock, that is up against some of the stuff up there. Check the passenger side as well, and that's all okay. And oh, I've just found a screw I went missing. So yeah, really peace of mind. Inside the car, I've got to apologise. I didn't record any of this because I just wanted to get on with it, and filming didn't really cross my mind. So passenger seat and driver's seat, they're kind of in there. Passenger seat's a bit tighter, driver's seat's a bit looser. I wanted to get in there. I wanted to feel how it was, feel how the seating position was, work out height I needed of the seat, and also how I could reach the pedals. I'll grab a torch. It's terrible lighting, but it's going to have to do. The biggest ball ache of everything. More so due to, I think, a bit of tiredness kicking in for myself. So, I bolted the pedal box in. Perfect. However, I'd left off this little cable here. It's a bias adjuster, which goes off to a little knob down here. Quite a nice little design as well, isn't it? So a nice little bracket to mount it onto it. So that was mistake A. I'd left the cable off. So unbolt all the pedal box again. Run the cable under the carpet, up onto there, mount it onto the pedal box. Hunky-dory. Yes. Except some idiot had left the bracket off that needs to go on before being attached to the pedal box. So, pedal box came out for a second time. Remove the bias adjuster cable, fitted bracket, fitted cable. Perfecto. So, pedals are all... Actually, I'm really chuffed with these. I thought they were going to be awkward. Clutch pedal I set the other day. Insert video here. How I've managed to not cause major damage to the bodywork, I don't know. It's literally just trying to turn that wheel anti-clockwise.
This back one?
Yeah.
You want it turned anti-clockwise?
Yeah. It should be solid at the minute.
Yeah, it is.
And if I push down slowly...
Still solid?
Yeah, hold on. Screw that a bit more. Anything?
No.
Oh God, here we go then. Oh come on, don't stop there, you bugger. Oh no, don't do that to me. Oh, still solid?
Yeah.
Fuck. I've run out of threads on the adjustable.
Yeah, I can't put it in backwards.
Yeah, I fucking ran out of thread. Oh no, silly twat. Hold on. Wind that fully in. Wind the master cylinder out the clutch pedal itself. Because I wound that fully in so it went down. Oh, I can't get my fingers on that. Wound that fully in. How about now?
Nope. Oh yeah, now. Now.
That's there.
Yeah.
When does she stop?
Now.
So going.
Yeah. Now.
That's it.
Off. On.
Solid. Marvellous. At least I know what kind of bike distance I need from that to that, so
Yeah.
that'll do. I can always be fine-tuned another day. But no, Yeah, so had to have a work colleague friend. He had to help me put the vehicle in gear with one wheel chocked. And oh no, a screwdriver in it actually. And it was basically push the clutch pedal until the other wheel turns. And well, here we are. That's the clutch pedal travel. So it's not much. So that's going to take a bit of getting used to. It should be alright. Brake pedal, maybe a bit more travel on that than I'm expecting, but that might just need something bleeding. We'll see. I'm quite chuffed. Accelerator pedal needs a bit of tweaking as well. But it's in, it's installed, it's there, and I'm not going to lie, I'm feeling really happy. This is feeling so positive. Yeah, it's a little surreal at the minute. So with only 3 days now left until mapping, this car only has 5 litres of fuel in it, and I need a full tank, just because we're going to go through a lot on the rolling road. And one thing that's always kind of been a problem is the fuel system and the filler. Made a custom fuel filler. That was crap, broke the Perspex side rear windows, so made another one, and there's a slight mismatch in hose sizes between the filler neck and the tank, so have had a few issues with the hose leaking on the tank. So had to replace the hose as well because it started smelling of fuel, and it's never ending. So we got to stick some fuel in this bitch. Let's get to it. First, apologies for the mess in the boot, but it's a work in progress. So, oh, I love the smell of fresh fuel. Yeah, let's get a bit of go-go juice in. We'll pour a little bit in, not too much, so that if it does have a leak, we'll notice it. And let's find out quickly. Underneath the car. Have we got any fuel dribbling down? She is looking pretty dry. I think we may have another success. Woohoo! It's now at a point where I need to get the engine up to temperature, go through everything, make sure everything's okay. You've seen it running before, you don't need to, you probably want to see it run again, go back and watch another video. I need to do this quickly, I'm running out of time, daylight's fading, and I really don't need to piss off the neighbours. So I'm going to do this, I will catch up with you at some point. So we're up to temperature, and let's try and give it its first move. Well, it's mobile, and yeah, I flabbergasted. I need to run a few more checks, maybe run it up again tomorrow. Today's been Saturday, I've got Sunday left, 1 day. 2 nights, 1 day, but I need to make sure everything works. And yeah, I think even the power steering was working. Yeah, so many things going through my brain. There's still things to do, there's still things to check now as well. I might need to adjust some stuff, so yeah, we've got bits to do, but it moves. All I'm going to say is, if you're doing wiring on the dashboard or in the footwells, don't install the seats before finishing it off. It doesn't make it easy. I'll see you in a bit. Help! So after having to watch my little adventure underneath the dashboard, it's only fair I show you what I've actually done there. I wish I had some better lighting in here, but I don't, so tough. So, gear stick. All that's installed. Yeah. No extender on it. I have got the extension posts. Terrible light, like I said, down the bottom, underneath it, to give it that extra bit of height. However, that has come at a bit of an issue. I did make a lovely plate up this week for ECU comms, dash comms, and a nice little charger. Really is about getting the car road ready. Apologies for the very short clip as well of me driving it out of the garage. It actually drove really nicely. I'm surprised how the pedals felt, so we'll see. The brakes I didn't really get to try. That's probably going to be a killer with no servo. If you don't know why I've gone to pedal box or have no servo, there are plenty of videos that will demonstrate. But clutch pedal, the biting point is practically instantly. But I didn't install it, so I can live with that. We'll see. Also, plug the laptop in to check the clutch pedal sensor for flat shifting. We'll see how that goes, but I managed to calibrate the sensor right, so it sees when it's down, and yeah, so effectively I could program it quite easily. We'll see. It's one of those things that will be one of the luxuries of programming on Monday, or programming mapping. I want to get the car just right. They don't think it's going to take all day, hopefully, so yeah, hopefully all the niggly bits. Same as I've got a map switch. Let's flip around. So I can change the maps. So I could have an economical map if I was just cruising to a track. Obviously, track, race, the highest of performances map. And I don't know, maybe we'll have like an MOT map to help it through the emissions. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. Still, this is every time I look around this car, it is so surreal. Yeah. Big day tomorrow. The car is about as ready as it could possibly be. We've at least tested it moving, checked as much as we can, just done everything we can to prep. Hopefully, it's all going to go smoothly. Because if it doesn't, I genuinely don't know how I'm getting home. We'll cross that bridge. By the time you see this video, I think it probably would have been mapped, so I know how much power it's running. And no, I'm not going to give it away because I want to drag this out a little bit. A bit like this video, I guess. But no, it's been building up for 2 years. I want to prolong it slightly. I want to enjoy it rather than just, oh, it's here, it's gone, oh, no, and yeah. So, another video will be coming, and I'm planning a lot of footage. As much as I can, as much as is interesting, and I want to learn as much as I can as well while I'm there. So, thank you, certainly if you're watching this part, thank you for sticking with it. And thank you for sticking with the project as well. There's a lot of excitement to come tomorrow. A lot of nerves, a lot of excitement. Anyway, enough of me rabbiting. As always, thank you for watching, and you'll definitely see me soon.